Mama knows best. But I didn't get to learn that till she was gone. There's 1,001 things I wish I could tell my mom. Like, I finally got a woman and I got the perfect job. There's so many conversations a mother needs to have with their son. Now I only talk to God, pleading just for another one.
Welcome to the remix. Today's guest is an incredibly talented poet. She has performed at youth awards, in schools and at the Commonwealth Games, and she also has an incredible project coming out next month. Right? Talk to me. Where did your name come from?
RayRitess.
Yeah.
It's a funny story actually. So when I was in school, I think I was about year 8, I was looking at Instagram and I was thinking, guys, to my fake friends, I can say that they're fake now. So I was like, yeah guys, so I want to think of a name, I want to put my poetry somewhere. I was like, oh, when did we get Instagram? I said, okay, cool, what should I call it? And one of my friends, who's a twin, she said, oh, why not RayRitess? And at first I hated it, I really hated the name. And I started RayRitess with a W, like normal writing. And that was my name for like the first year and a half, 2 years. And then one day I was at home and I was thinking, I don't like how this looks. Because my full name is alliteration, R&R. So I wanted my poet name to be an R and an R. So I took off the W and I just put it as RayRitess altogether. And I wanted to know, because I knew rights meant something, but I didn't know exactly what it meant. So when I Googled what it meant now, why is it telling me it's like a memorable scripture? So I was like, oh, that makes sense, do you know what I mean? That makes sense, like, yeah, bro. So my name essentially means Ray, who's writing memorable scriptures. That's what it means. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, man.
No, because your poetry is very, very memorable. Because I met you, well, I didn't meet you there, but I saw you perform at the Inspirational Youth Awards. That was the first time I ever saw you. And literally, not that I think you'll ever meet my mum, but if you ever meet my mum, you can ask her. I remember sitting there at the very, very back of this massive hall watching you perform, and I still remember half of it. And I sat there to my mum and was like, yeah, that's incredible. She's so sick on
Wow, that's nice to know, man. Because you know what it is, you're really performing sometimes, especially in crowds with children or something, plus people in the room. It's very hard to know what people are thinking. So that's really, I like that.
What was it like performing there?
I like performing there, despite there being so many people. I think at that time, my biggest audience for that year. And to be honest, I couldn't see anything, so I felt like I was performing to no one.
Because they had mad bright lights, didn't they?
Yeah. So it wasn't too bad, and to be honest, I was in my element. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really in my element. Yeah, man.
What did it mean for you, as obviously a young poet performing somewhere that was for young people, and to really big up the work that young people are doing and the kind of difference that they're making in their communities?
It was good. I can't lie, because I have a big thing for advocating the youth. Do you know what I mean? My thing is I wanna empower them. Do you know what I mean? I work on things behind the scenes to find the ways to empower them in their own ways, to make them feel special in the things that stick out or that are indifferent. So it's really nice to know that people can even select me to be a voice for the young people of today, because the youth these days are mad. They're really crazy, but if we can just get them a bit of humanity or something within them, to show them that there's another way to do things, and you can still be great without having to follow people that are 50 times your age. Do you know what I mean? You can be great within your own space. So yeah, man, it's nice.
So with obviously wanting to do that, I can imagine it did mean a lot to perform somewhere that was it was about inspirational youth. It was trying to be almost like a mentor to people and giving them something to look up to.
Well, you know what? When it comes to the Inspirational Youth Awards, at that time, I couldn't even think about what the actual awards were for. In that moment, you think about the impact you're gonna have on somebody else performing. Yeah. I completely forgot that it was the Inspirational Youth Awards. I was going to say, okay, I'm performing to 250 people, you're gonna make this perfect. Yeah. Essentially. And especially what I was talking about, I was talking about where I come from and what it means to me. because obviously, you know, for everybody who don't know, I'm from Handsworth, and that's, to me, that's the best place in the world. Those ends are the best ends in the world, but to make other people believe that, you got to really show them what my opinions are, what my thoughts are, and how it makes me feel, to make somebody else understand how I feel, for them to see from my perspective. So that was actually my whole thought process going into the performance, you know, make people understand where I'm coming from. So,
Yeah, because everyone, like, anyone from Birmingham is always like, oh, Birmingham's a shithole. No one wants to be from Birmingham. Like, the accent, the way people are, like, you go down the middle of the street and you got all these different people, you got tramps, like, everyone always shits on Birmingham.
Do you know what? I always say to people, Birmingham's one of the best cities in the world. Yeah. Because there's so many hidden gems, there's so much things to do, there's so much things to see. People always come to Birmingham, go to the same one place. Like, what you go to town for? The ball don't mean anything. They don't have ball ring. Like, it don't mean anything. It's boring now. Like, you can see so many other things. There's so many hidden talents in Birmingham as a whole. Like, one of my poems I always say, diamonds in the rubble, because you got to really dive in the cracks and crevices of these broken down places to find, you know, talent that are bigger than so many things. Do you know what I mean? Talent that's twice the size of themselves. So Birmingham's never going to be a boring city to me, man.
Nah.
Yeah.
Talking of the ball, did you see the ball that was on the loose the other day?
Fam? Oh, no. That was so random. Like, I don't know what was going on with that. Like, that was
No, I don't. So I was sat in the car with my granddad and it was on the radio and I looked at it. It was the first time I heard about it. I was like, you what? And he was like, yeah, he came from the ball ring. And I was like, no, because out of all things to be on the loose in Birmingham, a ball.
Do you know what I mean?
The Birmingham, like, the Birmingham animal, just on the street.
To it, man. But I think, see, things like that, man, Birmingham's never going to be boring.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
No, it was mad. So what is one poem or moment that made you go, yeah, this is what I'm meant to do?
There's been a few moments, you know, to be honest. I don't know, one poem, well, there's two poems that mean a lot to me right now, and there's one poem called Life Lessons and one poem called Sid. And I like to call myself a storyteller more than a poet, because I think poet just limits what I do. Storyteller allows me to expand a bit more. And those poems, you know, I've had some of the best reactions I've ever had in my life to even me speaking something. Do you know what I mean? The poems allow me to step into a different perspective, different pair of shoes, to tell their story through my words. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, man, the poems, the reactions, I've had people bawling, coming to me telling me how it made them feel. These times, you know, they can't even, you know, begin to even put themselves in that perspective. But before they listen to the poem, it's like they've been there. And another one where my heart had a conversation, which really means a lot to me, because it's about like my religion and explaining different things, you know, breaking out of stereotype. And I've had some really beautiful reactions, and I think it's the reactions that make me think, oh yeah, this is nice, this is really nice. Or when I go to schools and the youths are saying, oh, thank you so much, oh, it's really inspiring. Like, I get feedback from like the people, and it's really, really nice. You know what I mean? Knowing that words can touch a heart that way. Knowing that, like, one word, like the way you say it, the way you say things are so like important. And that's what I've always believed in, like, the way you say something. Yeah, I can tell you to go away in the most angriest tone, but I also can tell you to go away in the most calmest tone. And I mean the exact same thing, but it's how you say it, how you affect the person. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's those points there, the feedback.
What is the maddest reaction that you've had?
The maddest reaction?
The maddest, or like the most unexpected?
I think it's when I've performed in a space where I've never been before, and I can't really read the crowd, because I like to read the room, or I try to read the room. I struggle to do that sometimes with where I'm going, but reading the room, and where I've read it and I'm struggling to read it, and then I've performed something that it's like a hit or miss. Like, okay, it might not go well, but I perform it, and then the reaction that people give me, I think the latest one was Flow Vortex in London, and I performed Sid, and someone was like, say it again. It was so good. It's really nice to know, that people are really listening. And then I remember one time I was just like reading a poem to read it. I was going over it somewhere, and like a little girl came to me, she just learned like 3, 4, 5, that type of little, and she had one of the lines, and she said the line back to me, and I was like, what the heck? That is mad.
As a parent, I can imagine how mad that is.
It was so lovely. Like, it was just like people are really listening. Like, and it's all ears that are listening. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this was years ago now. It's one of my old poems. I think the line was something about blueberries being green on the inside, basically saying that not everything is what it seems. And she really came back to me with the whole metaphor, saying, blueberries are green. I was like, that is so mad.
Right.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Do you do like much crowd interaction? Because I know that is his name Bradley Taylor?
Bradley Taylor?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because my favourite poem from him is the one where he's just
clapping,
and
yeah.
it's like, and everyone just keeps clapping.
Oh my God.
Do you do anything like that?
Do you know what? I haven't experimented with that. Funny enough, I'm a very insecure person. I don't like to even speak to crowds, really and truly. Poetry's allowed me to mold into that form of myself, and I love it because now I feel more confident with myself, confident to speak to people. I'm more approachable. But Bradley, my guy. I love that guy's rich,
Yeah.
He's so funny. And he was with me on the Inspiration.
Yeah, I saw him.
And
him outside and was like, "You're so sick."
He's amazing. He's so cool, and I think because that was my first thing where I felt how I felt that day, and Bradley was there to experience it with me. Bradley will always have like a place in my heart there. I was like, yeah, that's Bradley. You know what I mean? But I don't know if I can do the interacting thing. Yeah. My thing is having one single mic stand, not moving.
Yeah.
And just really speaking my truth. I don't think I can do this interactive thing.
See, I don't think that you necessarily need to, because I've obviously seen you perform at the Inspirational Youth Awards, and then I also saw you perform when Life Proof did the listening party, and I genuinely, because I remember you saying afterwards, that I just looked captivated, I was sat on the floor with my phone, and I don't even know how much of it I caught, because I was just the way that you speak and the way that you you don't need to say anything more than what it is, because it, the emotion, the tone, that everything that is there is it speaks more than any words could ever portray.
That's nice, man. I really appreciate that, because those people have said to me that you should do audios, audibles and things like that, because I find my voice soothing.
It is. Or you could read me the dictionary and I'd go to sleep.
No, I really appreciate that. Yeah, man. So knowing that people are perceiving it in ways, because one thing with me is that my poetry doesn't have a set meaning.
Yeah.
It's written in a way so you could perceive it in your own way. I can perceive it. Somebody else can perceive it in another way. It's an open perspective.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've been saying, I could say something and you could have took your own way for it, and that doesn't mean that it's wrong. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's really nice to know and hear people's different experiences listening to my poems.
I've never heard a poem from you that I've been I don't write it. Every single one.
Glad.
The ones that I've heard on FaceTime, or the ones that you sent over to me, every single one of them. There was one that you sent over to me that I must have listened to 50 times, bro. You have a way of without even because obviously the one one of the ones that you'd sent to me it's just audio, there's no video of you or anything, but you can just tell I don't know, it's hard to explain, and normally I'm pretty good at explaining things, but there's something when it comes to your poetry that is literally unexplainable. No, it's so moving, and it's so. Do you remember the guy that played the guitar? Yeah. So in the car on the way back, I was showing him some of your poetry.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was like, "She's mad."
Wow.
anybody
man.
that I've showed your work to, because I can't lie. Anytime that like I have an opportunity to, I do bring you up, and I'm like, look how sick this is.
No, I appreciate it, man. That's
No,
nice.
of course. So, is there a poem that you won't perform anymore?
That I won't perform anymore. There's a few poems I won't perform anymore. For many reasons. A couple of them is because I feel like I've outgrown that space now. My skill set isn't at the same what it was. So I feel like me performing it is me stepping back, or it's like going backwards rather than proceeding forwards and progressing. There's another poem that I wrote about my dad, and I think I had a conversation with my uncle a couple of days ago, and he was basically saying how anything that you've written in like a negative emotion, don't share it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, a negative emotion is just a moment. You won't always feel that way. And so I wrote a poem when I was in a negative space, and I wrote it about my dad, and I performed it once. I think I had it on my Instagram as well, and I deleted it. But it's like, I don't feel that way anymore.
Yeah.
So it's not nice to keep performing something that doesn't replicate who you are anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the same with emotions, you know what I mean? Like, everything's a moment. Everything has its moment. You will have a moment, I will have a moment. Whether that's a moment to shine or a moment to cry or do something, you always have a moment. And so, sharing something that you don't feel, that doesn't represent you anymore, especially in a positive way, especially when it comes to the neck, digital footprints thing, but in general, even like it's a conversation with like a stranger outside, don't say anything that's not going to represent you in like 2 weeks or even 5 years. You know what I mean? You obviously can't predict what's going to happen in 5 years, but you can predict that, a negative emotion isn't going to be 100% negative even by next week.
Yeah.
So, that's one reason why I won't perform that one anymore. Yeah, man.
So you have something very exciting happening next month.
Oh, yeah.
What's happening next month?
So, obviously, I'm an author now. My book's coming out on the 10th of July, inshallah. But yeah, man, I'm really excited.
What's it about?
So, it's a collection of my poems. The book's called All Four Seasons. It's all called All Four Seasons because I believe that obviously humans replicate nature the most. So there's going to be 4 parts to it because all 4 seasons. It's all about like an extended metaphor comparing humans to nature, but it's not like a comparison.
Yeah.
It's more of a thing where I'm incorporating our characteristics with nature. Like in my book now that's coming out, there's a poem in there called I can't remember what it's called actually, but Nature's Intimacy, and it's about 2 shoots, as in like roots, and it's actually about 2 people in a relationship, and they go through like a toxic time, but it's actually describing flowers growing through storms and rain and sun, but it's actually people in a relationship. So if you took out the fact that I said shoots, I put in people, it would be the exact same thing. So all of the poems in there are written, so if you were to take out the leaf or the flower and put in a person in there, it'll still be the same thing, it'll still flow. And that's how what I'm saying, like, people replicate nature in so many ways, in our cycles, in the way we behave, in our characteristics. So
Seasonal depression.
literally seasonal depression, literally. So I'm really excited for that.
I'm so proud of you, genuinely.
Thank you, man.
Where can you go to pre-order it?
So right now the link's in my bio for my pre-ordering link.
Thanks.
But now RayRitess with an R. But so in my bio, just right now it's good. It's just through the publisher's obviously website. I'm looking to get the book in places like Waterstones, public libraries, any bookshop local. So obviously if you know any local bookshops,
I'll let you know.
As a matter of fact, go in and tell them about me. But man, that's the biggest thing I think I got going on this year. I wrote the book when I was in year 9.
No way.
Yeah, so like, well, oh my God, That's a bit too long ago. I don't think about that. But it's been a very long journey, very tedious journey. Almost got scammed a couple of times. But yeah, all in due time. Like I said, everyone has their moment. I think my moment's now, you know what I mean? So every moment as well is very fruitful, depending how you use it. And I think I want to use my moment to the best ability so that my moment doesn't die out, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every moment can be a burning flame, or it can be a candle, continues to burn. So yeah, man.
You'll continue to burn.
That's the
You've got
plan.
everything going for you.
That's the plan, man. That's the plan.
I'm so proud of you, honestly. And thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're so welcome. I can't lie, I wanted to interview you for ages, but I've also been like, no, so I feel something's coming, and then as soon as I saw a new story that you were dropping a book, I was like, now.
Yeah,
now is the time to get it. But no, thank you so much. You've been so incredible.
Thank you, man.
Very welcome.
There's just so many things I wish I could have done differently, like going to school in the direction that she sent me, engaging my studies despite the books being lengthy. But see, I thought I was a big man, but in my heart I was a baby. I was 14 chilling with men that were 19 and 20, but they had it all. Cars and money, there was plenty.